can't believe that actually worked.
Well, welcome to Driftomaniacs, a weekday workshop video. Quite a lot to get through this week, but then I, like most of us, have plenty of time on my hands. As ever, in this video, I'm going to show you, where possible, the before and after of the cars. So in some I'm going to explain the problem I've got, show you the fix to it. In others, I'm going to show you the mod that I've got planned, and then show you the car running with the mod on. So what have you got on the cards this week? Well, first of all, we've got the Traxxas Rally. Well, whilst the Traxxas Rally now has its MIP drive shafts fitted all round, it's still got the stock tyres on. That's because in this video, I need to fit these 17mm hex adapters in order to fit the DB Hoons tyres, of which I've got a new set. Not for long, I think, but that will be running later on in this video. It's time to move on to the Traxxas TRX6. Of course, it's got a Castle brushless setup in here at the minute, but the ESC's playing up, so I need to take a look at that and possibly change the whole thing out. And then it's time for the HPI RS3 Sport 4 to get some new clothes, because I've got the Porsche 911 GT3 body for it. So we're going to spray that up and let's see what it looks like on the Creators Edition car. And then we've got the brushless FY03. The shocks at a bargain, $9.99 for threaded metal ones, have finally arrived from Banggood. So I'm going to be doing a before and after test of them on the car, because it's just got friction shocks fitted to it at the minute. So in a short run video with it bouncing all over the place, and then fill these up with oil, fix them to the car, and see just what a difference they make, or not. And speaking of new bodies, if you've been wondering where my 16S Armour Infraction is, this is like its showpiece body, but it still has those same like house brick type aerodynamics on the front of the car. And I know people out there are very keen to see me do a full-on speed run of the car and see just what top speed it can do. But in order to maximise the speed, I thought we might get a little bit sleeker body on there, which has arrived this week from Russia of all places. So it has taken a little while to get here, so I'll show you that later on in the video. So moving swiftly on to the Traxxas Rally, it's now got the MIP X-Duty drive shafts fitted all round. However, they come with 12mm hexes, and it's not a simple job like just buying a 17mm hex that fits on over there, because the X-Duty drive shafts are keyed. They've got like a large flat spot on either side, so you can't just get 17mm hexes and fit them on there. You need to get the right ones from MIP, which, fingers crossed, I have ordered. Now, a couple of you people had asked about the ESC mounting plate for use on the Traxxas Rally on here. I will put a link to that below the video. They are still shipping even in the current shelter-in-place climate. And I did say, wherever possible in this video, I'll be doing the before and after. So as soon as I've got this lot fastened onto the car, we're going to go outside and give it a quick test on a fresh set of DB Hoons. See if we can get these smoking. I have a feeling we might do. And if anybody wondered what I meant about the keyed hex, that's what the 12mm one, so you can see the problem on there. But these new ones from MIP slide on over the top. 2 grub screws for each one top, one bottom, job done. Okay, got my new 17mm hexes on all round, and my DB Hoons tyres fit on ideally over those. Now for these nuts that go on over the outside, they highly recommend using Loctite for these, because on one side of the car they will have a tendency to want to undo. So whilst you're going to see this car run in just a few seconds, I'm going to put Loctite on these and leave them overnight. Okay, 17mm hexes fitted, and I've let them dry overnight, so time to drop some 6S power in. Let's test this thing outside. Okay, 6S pack in, all ready to go. And tonight when I finish this video, all of these electrics are coming out. We're fitting the Castle XLX ESC and the 8S Poseidon motor in there. If anybody's wondering how on earth I fit the larger battery packs in here and hold them down, doesn't look like it's got a strap on there. Use this Velcro, heavy duty stuff, holds up to 15 pounds in weight, and you can virtually lift the car up by the battery. Let's just check everything's steering in the right direction. Yeah. Oh man, you can feel that power. What's this thing going to be like under 8S? Never mind 6S. Full throttle. Oh. Yep, Traxxas Rally that pulls wheelies. I would love to take this thing out a bigger area, but that's going to be a little while off, I have a feeling. They are closing the parks off here in California, so even the option of taking it out of the park has gone out the window now. Well, the MIP drive shafts appear to be able to handle full throttle without any problem at all. It's just wanting a wheelie constantly. Man, my God, Rich, you have created a monster here. Oh.
I can't believe that actually worked. Man, I can improve my car handling skills and driving around at this speed in this area, shortened area, and it has got very good brakes. Still just wanting a wheelie at every opportunity. I'm gonna give it a run on the road over the next few days. Power delivery is just frightening with the new DB Hoon set on there. Anyway, let me know what you think in the comments section below this video. I think the car with the MIP drive shafts now is going to be pretty much unbeatable on there. I might even try and strap a camera on board and do a full acceleration run up and down the road, because it is quite quiet for obvious reasons. Anyway, let's get on to the next car.
Just remember, guys, if you like what you see today, don't forget to subscribe. And next up we have the Traxxas TRX6. So what's the issue with the Traxxas TRX6? Well, the Mamba X ESC is begun to behave very, very erratically. It's out of warranty. Uh-oh, I've got to buy a whole new one. The nice kind people at Castle say if you send it back and put it in for like what they call a warranty repair, they will charge you substantially less than the cost of a new ESC on its own. So I'm going to remove this, bag it up, and I will get back to people of exactly how that goes. And whoa, Richie, whoa, moment. I thought it was just the existing ESC that there was a problem with. I fitted all the stock electrics back in the car. It was still having problems. When I dig deeper down into it, the gearbox wasn't moving forwards properly at all. And if you look inside the gear box here, this gear has ground itself into the side of the box. Got a load of junk in there, and that was causing the thing to virtually not move at all. I ordered a nice new one from Traxxas, and that got it in just a couple of days, which is not too bad at all. So let me get that back together and check it's all working. Okay, when it came to the HPI Racing RS4 Sport 3, getting a new body, I didn't have the paint in stock that I wanted for the Porsche body, so I'm going to pause that one until I can get some, which obviously could be a few weeks away as yet. So what I have done in the meantime is painted up this HPI Racing, this is the Lexus RCF body. So let me get all the film off. Well, I've got all the body film off, just going to make a hole in the roof for the area. Okay, so with the body fully mounted on there, what are we thinking, people? I am quite liking the look of this. I think lowered Lexus slammed to the ground look great, and this is just like a mini version of the real thing, being the RCF. Quite happy with the way the body has come out. Not my necessarily ideal choice of paint, but we're a bit restricted as to what we can use at the minute. And it's not come out too badly, and it's kill time, of which we all have plenty of at the minute. Next up, the FYL3 is a short clip of it running outside with the stock shocks on there, which are just friction ones. Then I'm going to fit my new $9.99 threaded metal Banggood specials on it. Fill them full of oil and show you what a difference it makes.
Okay, so how does it handle the bumps? Well, the answer is not very well. It tends to get kicked around offline very, very easily indeed. Now, to give you some example, going over the grass flat out, full acceleration, and it immediately is getting turned to the left there. So the slightest bump is tending to get knock the car. Yeah, a lot of it just getting knocked around all over the place. Okay, so the stock car, very, very prone indeed to bump steer. It just wants to get kicked to that left-hand side all the time. Anyway, let's get the other shocks on.
Okay, replacing the rear two shocks should be a fairly straightforward job. The front two shocks are inboard mounted though, so let me work off camera on those. And to anyone that thinks this stuff is easy, then think again. I like to say I do this stuff so you lot don't have to. This is the screw that came out of the shop, but the new one going in is going to flop around like crazy in there. However, yours truly keeps every little screw from every RC car I've ever owned in a big box. And digging through these, I've got some of the Traxxas ones, which will fit in there like an absolute glove. So remember, never throw any screws away. Now these things are sent to testers, because had Richie read the instruction manual, like I always recommend you do, he would have noticed the front shocks are slightly smaller than the ones at the rear. But my own fault for not checking. But I do have these spare shorty ones, which I'm going to fit onto the car, which should be a little bit better than the stock ones, a bit more damping in there. While I was doing that, I'm going to notice the front suspension. I push it down, this side moves in fine, but on this side, this little screw is catching on the plastic on there, so there's a big pause before that suspension kicks in. So sorting that problem out alone is definitely going to help the bump steer at the front. So in order to So in order to clear that, simply going to get my Dremel, cut through these 2 bits of plastic. So I'm going to get my Dremel, remove this piece of plastic, and not only that, it will make accessing the shocks to change them over that much easier. Well, 10 seconds work with the Dremel, if that. Cut that piece of plastic out of the way, can now change the shocks over nice and easily. Okay, new shocks on, front steering sort of sorted out as well. So fingers crossed, in short test, we get a lot less bump steer. Oh, better from the outset. The one thing I would say is this thing has got a huge turning circle. Anyway, let's see how we get on here. Better. I'm liking that already. A little bit of kick out there. But it is certainly not getting kicked around as much. Well, from the outset, it's certainly not getting kicked around as much. Anyway, let's go full throttle up the grass and see. Better. Oh, he says, and then turns it over. Well, the inherent bump steer the car did have seems to be, he says, it's a lot better, a lot better. Well, that inherent bump steer the car had seems to be much better, unlike the drive shaft or the pinion, which has just come loose from the car. But even in that short test, I think the car's handling has been pretty much transformed by the addition of both the shocks there at the rear and sorting that front suspension problem out, which is not allowing the front suspension to move upright. So what was quite a potent little rock racer is now, I have a feeling, it's going to be an awesome rock racer. If only I had some proper terrain to take it out on. Well, lastly, but by no means least, it is my very new bright orange armour infraction body. See what I mean? This should be a lot slicker at speed. Well, you've still got quite a big frontal area on there. What you've not got is that square edge of the front cab on there. You've got this slick area on here. So I have a feeling that the thing will absolutely fly along and hopefully not have a tendency to blow over when the body is on. It even comes with a separate splitter, which is also bright orange, to fit specifically to this body. So I shall be working on that in the next few days. Any ideas on painting the thing? Because normally you obviously paint a body shell from the inside out, but this, do I keep this bright orange and pick out a few black details on it and maybe add a little bit of prom paint to it in a few places? Well, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below the video, because I'm quite open-minded on this one. It is going to take a little while to do, so I'll save that one for another video. Anyway, that wraps up this week's workshop video. Any comments or questions you might have, post them in the comment section below this video. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up if you like this video, guys. Post any comments you might have in the comment section below the video and hit the circle below to subscribe. And if you do hit the circle, don't forget to hit the bell.